What's up, family? It's Emilio here, and if you clicked on this video, you're probably going, there's a new project, a new series coming out, and I wanted to take some space, if it's all right with you, to tell a little story of how this project came to be, what it means to me, and what I feel it's going to bring in the world. And since I was a very young kid, a little boy, I used to be fascinated with superheroes. I used to dress up as Batman. I would dress up as Flash and run around the house thinking that I had these superpowers. And when I started this journey of interviewing incredible heart-centered leaders and paradigm shifters around the world, I realized that those same feelings of awe that I would get as a kid, I was getting in the stories of the people that I was meeting and interviewing. And you've probably felt the same way if you've tuned into this podcast for some time now. There are some insane stories, people with extraordinary capacities and abilities. And I knew that I wanted to explore that even deeper, because I learned something in my journey that when something starts making my heart beat faster, it starts making me excited, I need to follow that no matter what. So I had an idea popped into my head a while back, I would say around maybe 2 years. And I said, what if all these extraordinary people could get into one room and sort of like a classroom and teach us how they activated these extraordinary abilities, these psychic powers, these spiritual gifts in them, so that we can use that and we can activate that within us and become the superheroes that we know that we are. I think innately I knew that us humans are built for way much more. And there's something within us that is just waiting to be activated. It's that untapped potential that we all have. And I've seen it in my social circle. I've seen it in people around me where I've seen people activating some psychic powers, gifts, and all of a sudden they're opening up their channel to the infinite field of energy, of intelligence that we all have access to. And they're beginning to tap into things like energy healing, or they're seeing spirits around them, or they're channeling extraordinary wisdom and information. And I said, I remember when I watched a lot of X-Men movies, and Professor X, he created the School of Mutants so that he could gather all the mutants all around the world that had extraordinary capacities and train them in their ability. And it was formed sort of like this school for the next generation of leaders to be able to merge their powers and help for the healing of the world, of the planet, of the new consciousness that was arising. So I said, why don't we do something this way? Why don't we bring on the teachers? Why don't we talk to these people that have spent years of their life refining their abilities and ask them, how did you do it? Can you help me activate it too? And along the journey, you may have come across my channel through an interview that I did with Billy Carson. He's the founder of 4biddenknowledge. Knowledge. And while I was researching for that interview, I found out that Billy was much more than just a man that I had seen on other, streaming platforms talk about ancient civilizations, talk about aliens, talk about different things. I'm like, this man is brilliant. And I found out that he had his own streaming platform. And here's one thing I'll tell you. If we don't take action on these inclinations that we have within, we won't turn the dial. We won't head in any direction. So when I found that Billy had this streaming platform, Forbidden Knowledge TV, I reached out to him and I reached out to his team and I said, hey, I feel like we could collaborate together. And things started connecting. Dots started to get into the right pieces, started forming a story, started weaving into a pattern. And we started developing this idea of co-creating a series. And the initial thought was, this is scary. Like, I wasn't expecting this to happen. And, you know, it makes me a little emotional to think about it, because when I started out, I just wanted to do interviews. That's all. I just knew that I wanted to sit down with these people. And, you know, one thing is doing these interviews remotely. Another thing is getting to sit down with them, feeling their energy in person, and giving them a hug after an amazing, vulnerable conversation. So when we began talking with Billy's team, we got then connected with the production company that was going to help me and help us create this and put it out into the world. And the synchronicities started to happen quicker and quicker and quicker. Along the way, I got connected with Melissa Tittle. She is the executive producer of the series, and we clicked. I loved her energy. And along that journey, she introduced me to her production manager, Nicolas Lopez. And when I heard that name, I'm like, this guy seems Latino. This guy seems kind of like me, because I'm from Colombia. So when I reached out to Nico on Instagram, I told him, hey, it looks like we're going to work together. And I'm like, let's meet for a Zoom call and just like catch up and see where we're at. And he asked me, where are you staying? And I said, I'm staying in Madrid. I'm based here in Spain right now. And he's like, no way. I'm going to Madrid in a week. I'm going to do a road trip around Europe. I'm like, all right, perfect. Let's meet in person. By the way, where are you from? And he goes, I'm from Colombia. I'm like, oh, damn. Okay. Synchronicity started again. And when all these pieces started to come together, it just became like this flow of magic that started happening. And then I got on a call with Nico and Melissa. We said, all right, what ideas can we have? Let's do this series, a practical how-to series to help people activate their innate gifts and spiritual powers. And it's like, all right, now let's go and find the guests. What topics do we want to cover? Everything from energy healing to mediumship. All right, let's go out there and find the best teachers and experts in their field and bring them on this show. And we started getting a yes, and then another yes, and then another yes. And then by the time I knew it, I was getting flown to Fort Lauderdale to film this series in person with some of my heroes. And I couldn't believe it. And, you know, one thing I'll say, because I really want to invite you to watch this. This was created for you. This was created for the people out there that are activating themselves spiritually, that are feeling this internal calling to heal humanity, and to see that we're all very connected in many ways. And the fundamental of everything is consciousness. Without consciousness, we're not here. And what we don't know about consciousness, which you'll learn about in the series, is that consciousness is way beyond the 5 senses. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, however many senses you can think of, because that's how powerful we are. We're way more than these bodies. And now humanity is starting to remember, because in past civilizations, they knew, they were tapped in spiritually. We talk about Atlantis on this show. We talk about Lemuria. They were tapped in, but they let their technology run away from them. They were too in their mind, too in their intellect. So this series is about bringing us down into the heart and allowing these siddhis, these powers, to flourish from within. And it's been such a blessing. I wanted just to thank Billy, Elizabeth, Melissa, Nico, the whole team, for putting me in this position to host and present this series to you. I'm excited to show you the trailer. And once you watch the trailer, you'll then discern if you want to go in ahead and watch the series. Down below, I've left a link where you can have a free trial on 4biddenknowledge TV, an up-and-coming, amazing, powerful conscious streaming platform that I'm blessed to be a part of. You can sign up to that right here, down below in the comments. Tell us if you're going to watch it. Tell us your favorite episode. Tag me on Instagram. Tag Billy. Let's make this a wildfire. for the psychics and for the next generation of leaders out there. So with so much love, I present to you Awaken the 6th Sense, a how-to guide to unlock your psychic abilities. Have you ever wanted to delve deep into your extraordinary senses? Imagine harnessing your intuition, awakening dormant abilities, and living a life beyond the ordinary. Greetings, fellow seekers of the unknown. I'm your guide, Emilio Ortiz, on this incredible path. You will embark on a transformative journey into the world of the unexplained. Join us as we delve deep into the enigmatic realm of psychic powers. Learn the science behind it and the techniques to use it. In every episode, you'll gain in-depth knowledge and practical exercises to develop your psychic potential at home from experts all over the globe. People that have fine-tuned their abilities and are here to teach you. Awaken the 6th Sense, your guide to unlocking psychic abilities. Your journey to the extraordinary begins now.